Okay, here we are. And so we've got this, here's D. And before you just do anything, let's go. Just like kind of get yourself at we want to just do two different things. Here's A on my bass string. So play an A major scale across the entire fretboard. You're not thinking about what finger you're using or numerals or any of that shit. You're just thinking about the hand movement. Major scale, the first thing that I ever learned how to do. And that same thing you did on this string is what's up on the high string. So you know it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's some notes. Cool. Do that some. Now let's just go. Now I'm playing A minor pentatonic. One of them's my middle finger's on the root, and I'm doing shit. One of them's my first finger's on the root, and I'm doing shit. You know, so just kind of getting okay. Just like I know I'm playing all fast and stuff because I can. So just kind of that's gonna happen, and if we've got this, then and that's like we're there for a second, and then we square back up to pentatonic for the whole rest of the thing. The other thing was starting at like the 5th fret, 4 fingers, 4 frets, and moving your arm up there. And I'm just doing this for visual purposes, but it should feel like a normal position. And what was happening was your thumb was dragging, which makes the frets feel farther apart, not closer together. You could picture a rubber band around these 3 fingers, your thumb and your first 2 fingers. There'd never be a downside to having your thumb in that juxtaposition, just in the neighborhood of those 2 guys, versus back here or whatever. The only time we actually use that thumb position is if we're going literally like there and back or whatever. Cool. So just there's that stuff, and please give yourself a geography test. We got B and E, C and F, D and G. So really just randomize it. If you have to like literally make flashcards and go D, and then like that's totally fine. Like sticky tabs, write B on one, E, F, G, D, and then just be like, okay, randomize them, pick one, do it. Like seriously, that would probably take care of it. In fact, that is your assignment. Or some kind of online thing, random thing comes up or whatever. So just we want to. Thinking about note names too is like too much info. So yeah, we talked about triads a little bit. Where like my pinky's on D, and those are the notes that are in the major notes. So it's like the re mi fa so 1 2 3 4 5. It's the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. So I just did the notes in a D major scale, or D major chord rather, or D, F sharp, and A, and the notes in a C major chord, or C, E, and G. And then a minor triad is you lower the 3rd, not the 3rd note we're playing, but the interval, the 3rd. Right? Dark. Cool. So there you go. But at any rate, what we're mostly doing here is 10th fret. So just, you've done all this stuff. We're at about 3:30 on the page when we get to I got a bag, and this is, just like be comfortable up to here before you try this stuff. And then let's just do the same thing on D, where you're just like, okay, I could play some major scale-ish type things, or I could play the pentatonic scale. I'm playing fast and rhythm because I can. Pause, it's all good, just don't overthink it, Stuff that we noticed from the lesson is that the dot at the 9th fret was distracting you, because it's a dot. So let's think about the 2 dots at the 12th fret, and not that we have to think back to where is the 10th fret. But yeah, totally, and like knowing where the 10th fret is also, part of your assignment this week. It's just deciding, where the 10th fret is. I bet there's some page on one in this book that says where is the 10th fret or something. So yeah, the 10th fret, 9th fret versus 10th fret. 9th fret has a dot, 10th fret doesn't, and then the 12th fret's got a big old canvas at landmark. Anyway, so we go. So yeah, I'm hard pressed to do that like that full speed, but we want to do it with our ring because the rest is all. So we want to go. Or we can go, so you either gotta go and then lunge for it, or pinky and then get to the 10th fret there. Both are a legit approach. And then 10th fret. Like the 9th fret no longer exists either way. And I think that doing it with your ring lends more towards that visually happening. But it's hard to do fast. But that's also good use of your time. Don't worry about what you're doing right hand wise. So let's just go. And then, making sure that your index finger ends up like in that now I'm ready to do pentatonic stuff position. So that's what we're doing. We're going. And then so that's 1 and 2 and 3 and then he goes 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So there's this boom on each end. Boom, then I do stuff. Boom, then I do stuff. So yeah, let's just get like dynamite at that before you move on. And that's a unison. Same, 2 Ds. Cool. So there we are. And then we go. Well, there's a little bit of a tweak bend, but that's not the most important nuance by any means. And then we go, which isn't hard. It's just, oh, I'm doing a pull off, and then, excuse me. So that's just kind of tangent from last week, except we're literally just the only place we're going big key is on the 6th string. So yeah, there we are. Excuse me. That wouldn't be the right string. That which will sound weird when you're pausing there. Cool. So there we are. One. Okay. Cool. And there you go. That's pretty much what to do this week, I think. And watch for other spots in songs where you're trailing your thumb like that. If you have any I go up the neck type songs or whatever. So cool, there's that. We could do almost all of it down here. We could go, but then we could go. We just don't have. That's how we knew we were at the 10th fret. And kind of ties into what we were talking about, like major scale versus pentatonic. And another thing we did was like, hey, here's a D power chord, played the regular way, and then exactly the same thing, I just used my pick, so let's do this with C instead. The last 2 notes are exactly the same, 2 dots on the fretboard, just this one is spraying, or whatever you're doing, and then, so there we go. So the kind of is, I think that's the first thing we saw today. It was like going. Let's go like. Anyway, so. Cool. So there we are. I'm gonna try it. Speed. Alright. 1, 2, and 3, and 1 Preludium. I think I got it.